Okay. I gotta find you all. Ooh, what happened? If you guys are here, I'm trying to get here, so give me a second. Technical difficulties, don't you love them? Oh, there we are. I found us. Hold on. Create. Shut my sound. Up. I'm here. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'm here. Okay. I was having sound issues today. Hey, Carolyn from Ohio. How is everybody? Okay. I'm going to give y'all a chance to get on while I get things figured out here. I've got a bunch of Facebook users. Let me grab a chair. A bunch of Facebook users. If you see the eCam thing at the top, if you click on that, it'll let Facebook see your name. I could call you by name, or I could look on my phone. I've got Pat Helmer, Jill Rushing, Kim Rogers, Debbie Nielsen, Jen Candris, Don Jones, Michelle Harris. I got a bunch of you jumping on. So what I was making is like right here. I'm touching it. Howdy, howdy. Robin Wren, I see you. It's still wet, so I haven't been able to flip it yet. So I may have to flip this live. And if I flip it live and it's still wet and it goes, whoop, well, that's the way it goes. Good afternoon from Florida. What's the weather in Florida? Here it has been very rainy, lots and lots of rain, thunderstorms. I had to put a claim in on my car. My car got beat to hail by the hail, and I got hail dents all over it. So that's a bummer because, you know, you have insurance, but it still costs you a fortune with deductibles and rental cars and all of that kind of stuff. So, hey, Tony. Hey, Jill. Hey, Jen. Jen, let me see. No, Jen, I still don't see your name. But I see it on my phone. Hey, Carla. So, guys, I got to tell you, I wasn't sure I'd be able to come live tonight because I had a little boo-boo. So I hope my daughter's not watching. So we have chickens, you know. We gave the chickens, hey Misty, to our neighbors in the far back, and we had a hen come home, which means she crossed 2 big fences, 5-foot fences, and a big pasture, and she came home. Proceeded to lay 7 eggs. We kept 2 roosters. So she proceeded to lay 7 eggs, hatched them all. So we had a flock again, right? So we decided, well, and it's been long enough ago that they actually have just started laying in this last 3 weeks. So we decided, gotta love the babies. So we decided we'd get a few more because of the 7, we ended up with 4, and 2 were roosters and 2 were hens. So we only had 2 hens. And so when you have chickens laying an egg and you're paying for feed for chickens and you have 2 hens, well, that's not enough eggs. So we went and bought some more chickens. And then we went and bought a bunch of babies. In case my daughter's listening, well, let's see. I haven't seen her come on. You want to know how many baby chickens are on my kitchen table? Trying to see if she's outside. 40 baby chickens. Somebody need a baby chick? We kind of went crazy. Anyway, so yesterday we were going to go out and feed the chickens, and it was all wet and muddy, and so I put on my mud boots that I just bought, and they have chickens all over them, so I'm like, chicken lady, right? So I peek in my dog's water bucket, and it was okay. And as I started to move away from it, my foot stuck in the mud, and I couldn't lift my foot, but I was already going full speed, right? So I'm like trying to get my feet up, and I'm heading forwards, and I'm yelling for Mr. Wilson. And this is what I felt like. This is what I felt like I did. Watch this. How many of you have ever done that? Man, I went head first, and I just felt like it was so graceful, like I was on a slip and slide, like I just dove and did a swan dive, right? Man, I thought it was awesome. Hurt like heck, but I thought it looked good. You want to know what he said I looked like? All right, here's his version. Here's his version of what I looked like. I'm inclined to think he was probably more right. I felt like I just did a beautiful, graceful dive, but I really tried to plonk. I know I slid, though. I know I slid. So that was my experience yesterday. I see you, Mr. Wilson. That's it. That's what I did. I mean, on my arm, my leg, my knee, my chest, and I'm like, oh, and my neck. And so I was thinking, oh, yesterday I was thinking, ooh, tomorrow's not going to be good. So I took some BC powder, turned on my heated mattress pad, and guess what? I guess I'm learning to bounce because I feel totally fine today, mostly, but totally fine. So how many of you have taken that big old swan dive only to have everybody else say, no, it was just a plump? Anyway, that was my evening yesterday. Let's see. Just a big old plump. All right. So what have y'all been up to? And who has had that boom fall when there is nothing, you know it's coming, and for the life of you, you cannot stop it. And that's how it was for me. But I got up, I went out and fed my chickens. I'm taking them mealworms. Hey, Rachel, I take them out mealworms and call them tick, 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 chickens. And when I was first doing it, they would run. Now I can get to the back gate and start going tick, 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 chickens, and they come running. So, yeah, I guess I'm a little stiff, but nothing I can't survive. So, how is everybody? How is you all? And are you excited tonight? I will tell you that I know a lot of you have been waiting and wanting that fluted, beaded bowl mold. And I'm going to show you tonight how to use it. Let's see. This one. So it makes this. All the fluting. How many of you want to carve and just can't get the whole carving right? This one, you've all seen me use my battery-powered extruder and do the braided foot. Well, that braided foot matched that beading awesome. I'm making a piece with one of your forms right now. Awesome, Rachel. Be sure and post it. I want to see. So this has, this was the original one. And I think it was Rachel actually that when I asked what you guys thought of it, she thought maybe the circle in the middle might need to be just a little bit bigger for balance. So I actually did that. I listened, and the center circle is now 4 inches for better balance. So y'all speak, we all listen. And I will tell you, and I will tell you right now. Oh, Robin, I'm glad you're so excited. Okay, so I will tell you right now, to create this particular mold, it is like all of the rest of ours, the very top of the line exterior grade material you can get, which makes it mold resistant, moisture resistant, chip resistant. So when you leave clay on, typically your clay will crack and break, and the mold will be perfect. No mold, no moisture, no swelling. You don't have to sand it down, none of that stuff. But these are very intricate in designing and in the, let's call it, as we make them, we manufacture them, or whatever you want to call that. They take a long time. They are 4 deep, 4 pieces deep, and they do take a long time. So be prepared. They are on the pricey side, but you can't find this anywhere. You can consistently make this. Gallery quality. Look at this from the side. You couldn't carve this. And it's gorgeous and consistent. So, and let me tell you, the one for today's live, I think I made, including the foot, 20 minutes. I mean, can you do that in 20 minutes anywhere else? And what do you suppose you could sell that for? And what would that look like in a gallery or your art show, your craft show, wherever you are, in your garage with your studio door open like Rachel does? What do you think something like this would sell in your area? And I don't know the answer to that. It depends on, I'm getting clay all over me. I don't know the answer to that. That's going to depend on your area. But man, I set out this year to create things that are super different, very intricate. Again, they may be a little more pricey, but you know, this is worth 4 forms, and it's carved and it's consistent. So this, the form for this will be coming out. We have a sunflower coming out. We have some things. Let me see. Oh, this one. This is that same form. Oh, Carla's here. The curvaceous. The same form. Look at these forms. Look at that. I mean, that takes some crafting to get this created. And but I think you saw a picture of this one with the dish done. Here's a sneak peek of this one. Dale has been, we have been working so hard on creating, that wasn't good. Let me see if this one has clay on it. We have been working so hard to come out with things that are very unique, very different, very high-end, top of the line, that will set you apart. So I'm hoping some of these will do that. And you know me, I like to kiss it. I like to kiss it all. I like to keep it simple, stupendously. That's why we got into this, because we wanted to be able to, I wanted to be able to create things consistently, and I couldn't. And I didn't want lines. I didn't want the wiggle waggle I was getting. Cindy made it, making a catnip cat in cake for grandkids. Huh. Okay. Oh, that must be the character catnip. Gotcha. I'm playing with my form. Okay. So, do you want to see how easy, though intricate the form is, you want to see how easy it actually is to create? Again, my specialty. Make things for you guys that is easy to create gorgeousness. Okay, let's go to the first video. Well, let's see. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay, we are going to create this gorgeous beaded bowl. Take a look at the intricacy of this form that we have created. It is 4 layers deep. It is intricate. It is gorgeous. And it is going to make you gallery quality. Definitely the talk of the fair, craft show, art show, whatever you plan to go in. And it will give you gorgeous, consistent beads every time. So I'm going to go grab some clay. I'm going to have to go off camera to do that. And I'm going to go grab that. I have this, as with all of our stuff. It's got the hole in the bottom. Oh, and so our banding wheel system is made to, the holes are drilled to put a 1/4 inch template down. Well, this particular form, you will cut via the edges. So you don't need a template for the form, but for the system you do. So I just put a small one down there so that it doesn't weeble and wobble. Again, our banding wheel system connects over the banding wheel, so it doesn't, you can't just slide this off. And you can spin this as much as you want to. So it's perfect. I'm going to step off, get some clay. I'm going to come back and we're going to play. Okay, this clay is super, super floppy, but I'm going to use it anyway, and I've already lost my mind. I put some fingerprints in here, so I'm going to just go ahead and do this again real quick for a second. This is super floppy clay. I do not recommend doing clay this floppy at all. Let me bring this up here. Look at the floppy clay this is. All right, let me compress this clay real quick. I'd already compressed it, but I kind of flopped it around, and we don't really want to do that. I want this smooth on top. I know I'm out of the camera for a second. I want this smooth on top. Now, I'm going to take and flop this over this clay. I mean, over this form. Bring this in. All right, I'm just going to come up and over, and I'm going to quickly lift. This isn't my favorite clay. It's super wet. I'm just going to lift this in. This is about 3/8 of an inch. And I'm lifting and kind of pressing. So this will go into the downward divots. Just like that. This clay is terrible for these little cracky things. So I'm going to, this is not B-Mix. It's like B-Mix. Oh, I don't care about that. I do want this. I want to get these little stress cracks off of here. It's not from the form or anything. It's simply from this particular clay body. And so I'm just going to slightly slightly go over that. Again, this clay is not my typical clay. I just have it and I'm trying to use it up. It's a little over 1/4 of an inch thick. It's more like 3/8 of an inch thick. And I'm going to come around the outside edge here. And I'm going to get rid of all of this excess clay, all of this excess weight. I'm going to take this off right now because it's heavy. Heavy, heavy, heavy. See what this clay does? See all this? That's not V-Mix. All right. Now that I have this sitting on here and I have most of the weight off of here, I am going to start with my little red rib. Did I please tell me I pushed play? Oh, I did. Oh my gosh, scared myself. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because of this clay, I'm definitely going to kind of dip my rib in my water just so it will glide across here. Like so. Again, the beauty of our banding wheel system, you don't have to worry about anything sliding off of here. You don't have to buy a big expensive wheel. If you're not a wheel thrower, this will do everything you need. So I'm just coming down into each little divvy. Divvy, divvy. Just like that. And what I'm doing now is I'm going to turn this rib to the fatter side and I'm going to kind of press in here so that it goes down into the beads. I don't know if that was my phone going off. Going down into the beads. And we'll fix it, the prettiness, in a bit. I just want this to go down. And I'm going across the top here. So that also goes into the beads. I'm just methodically doing this, and I'll clean all that up in a second. Till I've gone all the way around. See how quickly that cleans up on the top? Very easy. Very, very easy. And now I'm taking the width of it and just coming back down to kind of smooth those rib marks out of there. I just kind of up the top, inside, over the top, inside, over the top, inside. This is much faster than even trying to hand carve and much more consistent. Look at that. Okay, now I'm just going to come around with my sponge and dry this up and bring it down over all of it. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so I'm just going down, just smoothing that in, getting the rib marks out. It's actually very, very easy, very soothing, and you're going to get the same thing every time. Now I'm kind of coming off this edge, just so it's down there, because we're going to cut along that edge. These are very time consuming to make the forms. A lot of creativity went into this, and a lot of machine time, a lot of man time, Mr. Wilson time. But we wanted to bring you something super unique that will set you apart and give you some gorgeousness. Okay, that's really the form made right there. And then we'll come back and finish this up when it sets up. It's way too wet right now. I'm just going around and pressing this kind of over the edge so I can see where I'm going to cut. Just like that. I'm not pressing on this edge. I'm like right below it, pressing it into the flat spot of the form so that it'll lay flat against there when I'm ready to cut it loose. Okay, I'm going to go get my stuff ready to do a foot while I have it in this position, and we'll be right back. Oh, what the heck? Hold on. That was video 1. I don't know why that was next in line. It shouldn't have been. Okay, so that video was less than 11 and a half minutes. I talked in the beginning of it before I started working. So in less than 11 minutes, I had this clay over the form, and I used my red rib and my Mud Tools smoothing sponge, and that's really all I even used up until this point, in less than 11 minutes. So keep that in mind. So let's see. Chris, do you have an ETA for the sunflower form? It is done. It is ready. I have been testing it. I do want to test it one more time. Where is that form? I'll go get the one I made. But I haven't been able to fire them because we had been having on and off nonstop thunderstorms. So I couldn't turn my kiln on. I think we're good for a few days. So I'm going to try to get my kiln turned on tomorrow morning. And then as soon as the bisque fire's done, I will glaze them and throw them back in the glaze fire as long as we're not getting thunderstorms. And because I need to see what that's going to look like. But it's there. It's there. Melissa Bell, I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Did you get on in time to see this same form done in the curvaceous? Or did you come in after I showed the curvaceous? Yes, Misty, it was super fast on the form. Is it the one behind you? No, no, that's a different one. So with that in mind, Chris, were you asking about this form? Or were you asking about this form? They are different. These are different. Where is... Let me show you what that one looks like. Let me grab it real quick. This one is ready for the bisque fire. Can you see that? This is this one. This is this one. And the other one is, the other one is in my other room. So when you're referring to the sunflower, are you referring to that one or this, which is different? They're totally different. Okay, yes, this. This being the bisque-fired one or being the glazed one. How about that? Then I'll know which is which. In the meantime, I'm going to start the next video where you see me put a super simple foot on that is as elegant as this Simply Elegant form. Oh, the bisque one. Yes. That one is soon, soon, soon. Okay. I grabbed the hunk of that leftover that I cut off of here, and I'm just going to squeeze it. I kind of wedged it a little, and I'm just going to squeeze it till it's kind of about the same. And I'm actually going to spray my table just slightly because this dries and cracks so bad. That's the clay. Whoops. And so I'm going to roll this into a coil. This is a big bowl, so I want a nice big foot. Wet my hands a little bit because this is that cracky, clacky clay. All right. I got plenty. Whoops. Take a bunch of that off, and I do want to even this end out a little bit. All right, that looks pretty even of the parts that I'm going to use. So I am simply going to feel, I can kind of see where my outer edge is. Just like that. And I'm actually going to lift, pop. Now the one I made the other day, I actually did my braided foot on that, and the braiding was gorgeous with these beads. So I'm going to do it a little different on this one. I made it flat so that I can, just going to take my serrated rib and come across here and, ouch, poked myself, and score this. I get my serrated rib pretty wet because that kicks up the slip for me. Ooh. And then I fling it everywhere. And then I can kind of come across this in the opposite direction and have it pretty wet. And that's going to kick up the slip here. Whoa, I don't want to run the water all down the side of it like I just did. This is going to make lots of slip and give me a good attachment. There. All right. Now I'm going to set this on here. Let me come get my head out of the way. And I'm pressing it down. I'm not going to use all of that. And I want to come around to where it's pretty even the size. So I'm going to cut this at an angle, take this and take this right off of there. And now I'm going to score this. I like to get my fingertips slightly wet so that I can press this together and slide it together so that you won't see where I've attached it. Now, you can, this is an octagon shaped bowl. You can octagon shape this if you want or leave it round. Either way is gonna look gorgeous. I want it pretty wide. I want it nice and stable. And now I'm just gonna, sorry, keep my fingers wet so this will slide. As soon as it stops sliding, I wet them again. And I'm squeezing so that I get this up to kind of a peak. Because remember, this is a tall dish. I had to stop it for a second. As I'm doing this, watch my fingers and tell me if I didn't have a light behind me, it wouldn't look like a Roadrunner. Okay, I grabbed the hunk of that out, flat inside, and now I'm just gonna, sorry, keep my fingers wet so this will slide. As soon as it stops sliding, I wet them again. And I'm squeezing so that I get this up to kind of a peak. Because remember, this is a tall dish. See that? See how cool that is? Now I'm going to come right in with my sponge and just clean this wetness right up. And then I'm going to go on the inside and clean that up. Just like that. Now, I'm going to take a template, a small template. Let me find one. Actually, this little form will do. I'm just going to set this on here and very lightly press. It's going to even it out and give me like a perfect flat right there. Now that in itself is a perfect foot for this dish. Now we can do things to this. We can dress this foot up. Let me get my craft brush here. Turn this upside down so I stop poking myself. And I want to come around the inside and smooth that out and get that extra slip out of there to eliminate cracking. And I'm going to go around the outside as well. Because see, look at that extra slip I got out of there. All right. Let's see. What do we want to do to this? We want to put something. Let me go get some kind of texture and decide what we're going to do to this foot. Okay, normally I would use a thickness stick because I want to press this here, pull it in. See if you can see over the top. Pull that in. Pull that in. And pull that in. That gives me a consistent shape. Just like that. All right. This, by the way, I have a date on this. I made this. This right here was 20 minutes of runtime. I made this right after I made this pen, probably 5 years ago. I wanted to make a flat board, and it got put away, and I don't know, when we were cleaning up in here, we found it, and I was like, oh yeah, I need to do my Sunny Bees. But that one has shrunk down, and that would make great jewelry. Absolute great jewelry. I'm just going to clean this up. And there. How's that for great thick foot? I want it level. Oh, that's better. Much better. All right. Now, I think I'm going to, can I do this? No. I think I'm just going to take a wooden stick. Where's my wooden knife that comes with my... Okay, I wanted to make sure I wasn't paused. I don't want that. Maybe I'll just use this little knife. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create lines. You've seen me do this before. I'm going to hit all my corners first so I can make sure they're right in the corner. I did 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Look how wet this clay is. 1, 2, 3, 4. And can you see that? So now I'm going to take my craft brush and I'm going to go around the bottom where I stuck that head of that wooden tool in there. I'm going to clean that up, clean this up, and it gives it kind of a fluted, can you see that? Kind of a fluted bottom. I could actually come in, and really flute it on the top. And as you do things, you'll do something and then your eye will go, oh, what if I also do this? What if I also do this? What if I also? And sometimes playing along with your alsos give you something really cool. Now look, I like it so much better. I like that so much better. And there is a simple foot for a simply elegant dish. And then when this sets a bit, then we're going to take our wire tool that is eluding me. Where did you go, wire tool? Oh, right in front of me. I'm going to take my wire tool and show you how to wire this off for a perfect edge. We'll be back when it sets up. Okay, that video, doing the foot and all the talking, was another 11-minute or so video. If you were sitting here doing it and weren't doing all the talking that I was doing, you'd be under 20 minutes for this bowl. Can you imagine putting a bowl like this out in under 20 minutes? Fantabulous. All right, let's hit these other videos because we only have like 15 minutes left. Here we go. I fumbled on this one because I forgot to have my stuff ready, and I was holding the form with the clay on it, and it's very heavy. So I was holding it in this hand, which is the side that I hit, boom, on the ground yesterday, and trying to fumble with one hand. So forgive the fumble. It's actually easier if I would have picked it up, set it to the side, and then fixed my thing. So keep that in mind. Okay, I'm gonna be resourceful. So I'm gonna use my scoring tool. I'm gonna kind of lift this up, get my hand under here, and lift this up because I want to take this little block and put on here. I'm gonna have to set this down. Put this block on here. Oops, hold on. I have to leave my template on here because everything is designed for a template. Put this block on here. I should have done this. I should have got this ready before I held this in my hand. This thing is heavy, by the way. Okay, there's that, nice and steady. Now I'm going to put a template on here, and then I'm going to put this back on here. See if I can hit the hole. Oh, where's the hole? You would think that would be easy. Oh, there it is. There. Now, there you go. It's nice and stable. And I can lift this, about that much space, well, 4-inch block space. And see what I have here? This is that excess clay. So, let me show you what I'm going to do with this now. Okay, there's that. Let me go to the next video because I actually have to flip this live because it was too wet to record. Well, this clay is still pretty floppy, and I really should be smart and wait, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna take my wire tool. I think in a video a long time ago I showed you how to go to the hardware store and get a little U-bolt with some nuts and string some wire on and make your own if you don't have one of these. You could also use your knife, but you really need, this is thick, so you really need a good blade. But you could use a fettling knife because that would be the length of it. So you don't have to have a wire. I choose to have a wire because I find it easier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in, straight in, and push to the wood. And I'm simply going to keep it straight and spin this around. I'm taking my time. Couldn't hold my finger out there anymore. I'm going to pull that off because, okay. So now I'm going to go back in, and I'm going to go around. I'm holding the wire straight against that rim of the wood. There. And what I've done is cut all that excess off. Now, I did kind of lift my wire up when I very first went in, and so I do want to make sure that I take care of that little spot that I made, which I just did, and that's fine. Okay, and look how easy it is to cut that off. Now, what I would do if I was just working in my studio and not recording is I would just leave this until it stiffened up even more. Then, now that I can see these edges, then I would go back and actually trim them. But right now, I'm going to leave them alone and call it good until we're ready to flip this over. So what do you think? How easy is that? Where is my, oh, here it is. So, the way these forms are, the thick edge here, your wire straight just glides right across that and makes a perfect cut. As long as you keep your wire straight. If you go in, you're going to gouge it like I did. So just keep it perfectly straight. Now, that is why when I was bringing my sponge and kind of bringing this part down, is I kind of wanted it smooth against this so that when I came around, it wasn't popping up. But, I mean, I don't know how you could make that gorgeous of a dish any faster, any easier, and any more beautiful or more consistent. So, hey, somebody was saying, so the one sunflower, I showed you the bisque, and that was that one. The one that's glazed back there, this is the mold we're working on for that. See the difference? So they're pretty different. Anyhow, okay, so now I'm going to flip this, but I'm going to have to do this live, so, the hand! All right. Let me move this out of my way. Let me get... You need help? No, I think I'm okay. It's, it's pretty heavy. Oh, somebody asked about sizes. So these types of forms will come in an 8, a 10, and a 12. Those are the only 3 sizes we're going to do. And they're heavy. And they will be more on the more expensive side because, as you can guess, there's a lot of work on our end in those. Carla said, hi, Mr. Wilson. I don't know where he went. All right, let me turn this on. Okay, here is this. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a template because, one, this is already heavy. And I have been, only because I was in a hurry for today, so I've had my heat gun, and I've just been kind of letting this spin so it will set up some. Normally, I would just put it aside. And I can see it's popping loose from the form, so I'm pretty sure it's pretty ready. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to put a template over the top because I need to keep the weight down as much as I possibly can. And so, and again, I fell on this side and my shoulder is just a little bit out. I'm going to do this. Okay, so I'm going to lift this up and hold it. Can you see how it's starting to come away? And I'm going to take this template off. This is the, don't drop this, Sharon. I'm going to take the form off. I'm going to take this other template off. And I'm going to, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it wouldn't be so bad. Now, I'm going to be totally honest with you. These will actually have the bowling ball thing, so you can pull this out. We didn't put it in my test one, so I have to mickey it around and play with it. But it will have handles. And on this one is not even a 12. But it's the 12-inch we'll probably put on both sides for even pull because just on one hand is going to be hard. They're heavy. So I'm going to be very open, very honest. These are heavy. And again, when I'm testing, he doesn't always even finish my pieces. So I'm looking to see, I'm wiggling so that I can make sure it's going to come loose because I don't have the bowling ball handles. All right. Don't drop it, Sharon. Here's the form. See the width of this? See how this just glides right on there to take your clay off? And little tiny booger right there. But look at this. How is that? Look at the side view. Look at this side view. And look at where we just put the little stripes in, how that complements this beading. I mean, this is kissing at its best, keeping it simple stupendously. I love it. I love the way it comes up and it curves. I mean, you don't even have to do anything else to this. What I would do, I would not touch this until it gets really leather hard. And then I would take my sponge and just go lightly around these edges and take the sharpness, off. But I mean, we got a perfect match, right? In under 20 minutes. And again, look at that side view. Look at that profile. I love it. Did I show? Hold on. Here is a curvaceous one. And you can slightly see through the back, but there's your curvaceous. But what a complimentary set this could be on your table. So there you have it. This one's very fragile because it's just bone dry. So what do you think? Any questions? Carla, did you see that curvaceous one beforehand? Yeah, filthy again. Sizes will be an 8, a 10, or a 12, and all of them will come this same depth. Crumb, how did I miss it? Jackie, how did you miss it? Definitely watch the replay. You want to see this. Guys, let me tell you, they're heavy. So if you have not a lot of strength in your hands, when it comes to taking it out, you may want to get help for that. Or when it comes for flipping it. If you're like me and can't stay on your darn 2 feet and have to go zooming across the yard on your shoulders, then you want to be very careful. What size is it? This one is actually an 11. Because this was just our test piece. And sometimes we make those just an oddball size because it may be something that Mr. Wilson has left over. But this is an 11. And look how big that is. So a 12 would be, about out to here. Those are gorgeous. Can you show the sunflower mold? This one, Peggy? Are you referring to, oops, hold on. Are you referring to this dish? Look at the definition in there. Definition? I guess that's what you would call it. This one is also just bisque or bone dry. That's this one. That's that one. Let me put this back over here because these are going to get fired tomorrow. And then that sunflower one, I am going to airbrush. I got my airbrush out, and I'm gonna airbrush it. Something else we have coming. What time is it? 6 o'clock. Give me 5 minutes. 6 o'clock. Something else we have coming out. Probably this next week We have our dinner rounds that we've had for a long time that are have a slightly different bottom, but we've added to our dinner round line. We may call it thinner dinner, not sure, but where did the, oh, hold on. This is for this. Don't fall. The Ron salad bowl has been so popular. Everybody loves, you know, the way it comes out and goes in and comes out. So we're doing that in a dinner. It's still 3/4 of an inch thick in the middle, but it comes down more so that when you create a dinner plate, look at that, for the dinner plate. I'm going to make these. I've got these all ready. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to make all of these, and I might go into the Founders Group on a live Zoom and do these. But look at this for a dinner plate set. But again, see, they look like little thin pancakes, but they're 3/4 of an inch thick on the inside. So we're going to do a Ron's salad plate to go with the Ron's salad bowl line. We have that same dinner plate look, thin to thick in oval, our solar. And I'm going to pair it with farmhouse. I'll be making these tomorrow. And then our squircle, which is kind of our squared round, so that you don't get sharp corners in your inside of your plate. So we have it as well. And I created this stencil. I want to show you something. I didn't even plan this. I was making this stencil to go with, oh, I just ripped something off of it, to go with Ron's salad plate. See the stencil? It goes with Ron's salad plate. If I wanted to use this, and then you would have that edge with your stencil. But and this has the curves, all the little curves, and it goes gorgeous. I like to mix and match. It goes gorgeous with the squircle, the rounded square. Okay. However, you could also, this stencil actually also works on the Ron salad plate template. Even though it has scalloped edges for that scalloped template. Look at that. It even works for that. And then you can take and slip trail some little dots or whatever in there. So this particular stencil originally was created for the Ron salad, but with this template, well, it works for both. And or you can just use the inside. Where's this? Talk about mix and match. You could do this, and then you could simply put this on the inside of your plate. So there's just, I just like things super, super, super versatile. And then our original dinner rounds are slightly rounder, but we've got a round to go with this particular thinner dinner. And I have this one just kind of with my happy flower, because what a gorgeous plate. So we're going to do the thinner dinners. This is our original dinner round. It's a different size. But see the difference of the profile? So they look like little pancakes, but they give your plates just that little subtle, very subtle, no lines, which we're known for as the no lines. Anyway, so that's going to be coming out. And then, you know, we have, I haven't done all the testing on these yet. I'll tell you about those maybe next week. But We have lots coming out, but we're going to pace it because we don't want to get too far behind. We're running 10 to 15 business days. And if we put a bunch out at one time, then we will get farther behind. And Mr. Wilson and I do not like that. We don't like to be too far behind. We are going for more quality than quantity, personally. So solar is my first favorite shape. Oh, Jen, yes, you do. You love the solar. All right, that's it, guys. Does anybody have any questions before I go? I kept you 6 minutes. No questions? This was super fast going on the form. Hello, hello, hello. ETA for the sunflower, I'm not quite sure. No, I came in after. Are these available? Oh, Carla. Yes, yes. I'm gonna get it out. I am gonna get it out before April's over, and that will still hit the first quarter for our April surprise project kit. I can only tell you it is adorable. It is adorable. We have it almost finished. And, we ordered and we got a new machine. It is not quite up and running, but almost. And it is going to be able to really help us out. And, but the first quarter, but we'll kind of call it springish theme, maybe. Oh, I want to tell you so bad, and I want to show you so bad, but then it's not a surprise. But I'm so loving this one. You're gonna love it. That's all I can say. You're gonna love it, and it's something that's very near and dear to my heart. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Is it the one behind you? Oh, that was early on. Okay. Anyway, the surprise part. Yes, the surprise part is so fun. And I tell you, I do not think the April surprise project will disappoint whatsoever. It's great. So we will see you guys all next week. I'm going to have this and the curvaceous one. I will have them put up on the website tomorrow. I have everything almost ready. I just got to get pictures. So that'll be up on the website tomorrow. And probably the thinner dinners will be up there tomorrow. And then what are we calling these that are behind me? Our other new line, I'll show you next week. And then those will probably be out. But we really need to get these, the thinner dinners, and the project. So hopefully you're loving the direction we're taking. Again, I apologize. This line is going to be more expensive, but when you consider what you could sell one of these for, it should pay for your form, and everything else is in your pocket. So enjoy your evening, and I will see you soon.